So lift up your heart, 'cause the brave will always come through. While we're apart, we'll raise the red, white and blue. So lift up your heart, 'cause the brave will always come through. Where and as I roam this piece of home, this is my notebook, is bringing me back to you. And so much for my vocal skills. So, good evening, folks. Welcome back to another video. Yeah, this is chocolate, dark chocolate, and this it hasn't been radiated. Thanks for nothing, Chernobyl. Nah, don't worry about it. It's not radiated at all. Okay, yeah. You got Botero looking at us again. Fortunately enough, that's at least he knows how to dress properly, unlike Nick Vocado or whatever the guy's called. And yeah, not the most healthy snack, but at least it's better than milk and white chocolate. As long as only cocoa butter and a lot of sugar. Here at least I compensated it. This is also sugar, but in a different kind of way. Someone who deserves better as well. And yeah, that's the back. And yeah, here's some prints. I have a bookmark over here. So yeah, let's do this. So as you might know, hope you guys have a good day. Happy 4th of July, by the way, for those who live in the USA. And yeah, hope you guys are celebrating it with all kinds of fireworks. In the hot parts, if there's enough sunshine going on, you turn on the grills, get yourself a good steak or a burger, however you call it. And yeah, if you're ready, before we're going to start, it's already almost 3 minutes in. I'm going to eat this bite of chocolate and finish that later. Aside from good-looking women who can't be replaced by men in dresses, there's no replacement for them. Just like there's no replacement for dark chocolate and tea, with a little bit green tea with a little bit of vanilla. It used to be a weed, kind of is, but yeah, you could also make tea out of them, and sometimes even soup. It's almost like spinach. I'm not going to try it with the ones in my park because there are all kinds of pets and dogs out who do their dirty laundry over there, so let's not try that one. But yeah, because yeah, so yeah, we're going to review American Bliss by Genuine Comics. It's an yeah, crowdfunded project that from the Netherlands. Even though he lives more down south. Nothing wrong with that, because the G is actually pronounced slightly better. My G is more obvious. Doesn't help when you live in the Randstad. And yeah, so I had to turn my laptop on for a bit, because there's some things I have to prepare. Some points I need to get across later on. But yeah, that's been crowdfunded last. It's a crowdfunding campaign from last year that has been fulfilled recently, and the second chance campaign is also on Fund My Comic. Apparently, it got blacklisted or something. I tried to find, but yeah, fortunately I could find it through his campaign page. Thanks a lot, Indigo. But yeah, I can't understand why Indigo behaves in a certain way with certain creators at the moment. Some of them never fulfill. Fortunately, this came on time. So, if you guys are watching, I'm experimenting with, having experimented for a while with a different kind of format. So, what we're first going to discuss is, we split it in 8 parts. The first part is who the writers are and who is the team behind it. We go to point 2, synopsis. Point 3, breakdown. Point 4, the positives. Point 5, the negatives. Point 6, the final verdict and score. Point 7, what's next? Or you put some notes down. As you might figure out here, I got my notebook ready, so I bought a new one just in case. So might need it. A little more pages as well, and a little more space. What's next? I thought what's coming next, what to go to review next, etc. And part 8, Shameless Ebegging, plus a little update on chapter 2 of Terror Warrior. So yeah, without further ado, we're almost at the 7-minute mark. Take another sip. Right now, part 1, who the writers are. The writer for this project, or the comic, is Michael Oden. Line art is Eric Hudson. I don't know how to spell that. Maybe I spelled it correctly, maybe not. Federico Siok. Nice first name. Strange last name. Lettering, Joel Saavedra. Could be Spanish, could be Italian, could be Portuguese, I don't know. And since it's cover B art, Paul Rodrigues and Federico Siok. Same guy who did colors. Back cover by Paul Rodrigues once again and Brian McNay. Creator, editor, graphic designer Dave Brink. Copy editor Eddie Lauderdale. Corner box art Gilbert Monsanto. Vermilion Visage. Divide and Conquer created by Michael Oden and Eric Hodson. American Bliss is copyright 2022. Dave Brink, all rights reserved. All characters featured in this publication are distinct names and licenses thereof, and any related these are trademarks of Dave Brink and used with permission from the trademark owners. All names, characters, events, and institutions in this publication are entirely fictional, and the list goes on. And here's me saying it. According to the principles of fair use, I'm only doing this for review purposes. I have no financial interest in this project at all. So yeah, I'm doing this during my free time, because on the job is on the job. I have a life outside of this, and off the job is off the job. Right now, off the job. Pretty simple. So I'll take another sip again. And we'll wait till it goes to the 9th minute. Part 2, synopsis. The synopsis of American Bliss. Brenda Norwood / American Bliss picks up the mantle of her father, who was a hero named Freedom, who died about 2 years ago in this battle against the villain known as Vermilion Visage. And her hometown is still recovering from it, and she struggles with the legacy, and his legacy and how to live up to his name, blah blah blah, and an old foe shows up that I kind of already mentioned. So once again, we're going to that was basically this, and that's the voice of that. So wait till the 10th minute, and we're going to take a look at. It's going to be straight into the action. Part 3, breakdown. So it all starts with Chernobyl. It goes straight, like I said, it goes straight into the action. Chernobyl is in the middle of a battle and radiating all things into oblivion. And I'm going to use the tripod for a little bit better effect. He's in the middle of a battle with American Bliss slash Kendra Norwood, and a few things. Apparently this boss can't hurt her. Wonder why, how and why. But yeah, Chernobyl is kind of a sick bastard, and doesn't care if innocent people die, so he blows up a building. And this should have been a splash page, 100%. But explosion should have been a splash page, but that would be more akin to the manga art style. So one construction worker, one Afro-American guy, and one with a funny haircut almost get buried underneath the bridge of the building, and American Bliss comes to the rescue, and one of them uses some kind of speech, and don't pay too much attention to this, these are my post-its, and one of them is for a good, the red is kind of the bad one, yellow is more of an note one, and green is great one, and I was running out of red ones, so I might need another one later on. So yeah, she brings the three innocent people back to safety. One of them thanks so much, Freedom Girl, but here we're going to a little bit of real life situation. That's actually quite actual real life things. I'm glad they put it as short as possible. Just keep those moments as short as possible, and Dave and Michael Owen kind of delivered out there. And without further ado, let's skip the drama. She tells them that they're both wrong. You're fighting over silly things. And let's just say, let's get straight to the point. I'm not going to read all of that. And she basically what people fight about all the time. Yeah, and it's kind of still the town still recovering from the legacy of the father, and one angry feminazi, and one random average Joe are arguing about it. And she's going to look after Chernobyl, and once again he blows up something else. And when she's in the middle of tapping into the Speed Force, she gets called by her boyfriend. But I prefer to call him a Bernard. Bernard, what's up? Kind of in the middle of something. Yeah, I know. Show me discussing a rooks, I see. No shit, Sherlock. We didn't need to know. I didn't even need to know that. Just wanted to make sure you are still going to be here. My friends are really stoked to meet you. I'm getting to the point later on, and I just realized something. Where is that thing? Sorry for that. And you get out of my face. Here, much better. So he's asking where she is. He can't wait to introduce him to his friends. And when you knock out that living glow stick, can you, like, I don't know, say for my boyfriend Bernd or something? Oh. Yeah, I actually had to struggle to get through that scene. Good lord. Yeah, I'm not trying to censor this, don't worry, Dave, but good fucking lord. Let's keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this is cringe. So yeah, maybe this was intentional to piss people, to kind of troll people. In that case, bravo, you did a marvelous job. Or I'll get to that later. So yeah, historic, but you're historic. So yeah, you could get better than this, but maybe there's something else. And now we go to this is a green post-it, and there's a reason why. I'm going to turn it around for a bit. Look at that, nice double spread. And yeah, you have to use more detail on the facial features up there. But it works, I guess. And she knocks out Chernobyl and causes a crack in his nuclear reactor. So prepare yourself for another Chernobyl 2.0. And he's knocked out and taken into the authorities by the Division M. And this for Bernard. And why would you defend Bernard like this? I don't know. But yeah. So be it. So yeah, she's knocks him out, leaves him to his to Division M to take care of. And here we're going to below the slice of life moments where yeah, Kendra Norwood basically caught us also her boyfriend to Bernard and yeah. Basically that. And as predictable as the catch, she is not going to make it tonight. And yeah, Bernard's friends are getting a little impatient. Probably think that she's an imaginary friend. And we can hear, and we're going flash forward to a dark layer, where yeah, a female supervillainess and another villain gets introduced, and take a look at the monitor and watch obviously watching a movie. Not really a movie because it's happening in real life. And yeah, this is another kind of supervillain. It's called Conqueror. It's kind of dressed like a panther or something. Who's Afro-American, kind of inspired by Black Panther, I think. Or Bronze Tiger. Either way, there's a hot chick over there with a nice revealing outfit. Strange looking shoulders for some reason. I don't know what that is. It's part of a bone structure. I don't know. But yeah, all things are moving to my design, and you have soon have your chance to test her metal. So this vermilion visage. Well, yeah. Who witnesses her old art nemesis daughter taking up the mantle and thinks she's a shallow version of her father's self. So yeah. And yeah, he is won in the term to take out the pretender. So here you go. Flash forward to the police station. And here's a lady behind the desk. And yeah, a few months later she realized that American Bliss is here, and her daughter is apparently a big fan of her, and only when you have a certain celebrity status, you are going to get your approval. You actually get help by the city police. And yeah, what happens next is probably one of the best two elements of story, aside from her dealing with, Kendra dealing with the legacy of her father and taking up the mantle, and how her superpowers manifested years later. And yeah, someone came to bail him out, and that's of course Kendra. And he tells her to he's called Kenneth, and in uniform and everything. Yeah. watch your language with a goodie to shows parade might take your membership badge. And yeah, she can't believe how much of a jerk he is. And of course he's jealous because he didn't get the powers of his dad. And she's telling him that he takes him home, but he refuses her help. And yeah, he's like, still in the traditional gender role, she tells her that big brothers are supposed to look out for little sisters, not the other way around. And yeah, well, if you truly are a big brother, behave like one. And that's not what happens here. He's still stuck in the past. But he has a good reason for it. He's jealous because Kendra got her powers and he didn't. Long story short. And she doesn't drown herself. This is the last time you build me. I bail you out. Some big brother you are. Yeah, exactly. There's actually a really good slice life element. Good element to to look into her family life as well. So yeah, props to that. This is a good moment. And hopefully you never find out just how right you are about me. See, this is good writing. This is foreshadowing something that either he might do something to get actual powers, or he might turn himself into one of those human things. So yeah, it does sound right. This is foreshadowing something, and going back to the least exciting part. Yeah, she gets some Chinese food, and yeah, she knocks on the door of great, it's Bernard once again. And yeah, look, I'm really sorry about that. Something came up and I had to take care of it. This means you just can't. Fine, you can come in. Because my thing is the pretty girls and free food. I feel so cheap. This is why I had trouble getting through this book, but we'll get to that later when the final verdict is there and when the positives and negatives arrive. All out of text. She bought Wang Qing, that's Wang Chung. That's from the first date apparently. Here's a guitar, here's an acoustic guitar on the other side. And yeah, I wish I could do something more with that. But yeah, it might be. Yeah. And yeah, she just struggled picking up the mantle, carrying the light shift of fall on his shoulders, and Bernard tries to comfort her as a friend and as a lover, but yeah. Yeah, they're going to talk a little bit. I'm not going to read through all the wolf text. So yeah. They had the biggest fight that they ever had. So here she was still, her powers didn't much manifest until years later, when she was teenager / young adult. And yeah, came with power, yeah. And apparently here comes speech with great power becomes great responsibility from both Superman and yeah, Spider-Man. And here's her father, Freedom. Kind of looks, this haircut looks all too familiar. There's a mix of Captain America and Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four in it. I mean, the haircut is identical. So yeah. One super phone call from your mom and yeah, bam. That was the last time she saw her. We're getting into yeah, the final battle, hashtag the death of Superman, where Freedom takes fights against Vermilion Visage. Both end up dead, but apparently this is straight from the death of Superman, where Doomsday basically puts Superman to his absolute limits, and set this a combination of Superman, and that's fantastic. And yeah, they're both lying dead on the, presumably dead, because one of them is back to the land of the living again. Yeah, Bernard doesn't even know the half of it, of course. He doesn't know that he's back from the dead. And yeah, I have a feeling Vermilion Visage has a similar powers set to Doomsday. At least healing factor and yeah, regeneration. And yeah. Well, I guess I wasn't perfect because you are the best. Was this even necessary? Okay, let's move to the next page. And yeah, here is Vermilion Visage. Basically, yeah, telling yeah, everyone that she is that he's back from the dead, and he was there when her father when he ended her father, and this is where her story begins basically. And if it's a fight he wants, it's a fight he gets. So yeah. So Kendra Norwood pushes her button and transforms into yeah, American Bliss, and she's this text balloon was really unnecessary. We'll get into that later, but in Dutch we call it a complete other slime ball. I don't know how you call it in English, but he's getting tiring. And she got this American Bliss, and she flies off to face Vermilion Visage. And this is where it ends. Here's some bone spin-ups. Come from Papa Rollins and Federico Siok. Looks amazing. Not the best. If how our other fish looks like. Not bad. It's more in a manga kind of art style by G.P. Del Mondes. Looks good, and this is more closer to what you could see with Lady Death and certain Black Cat comics from the early 90s, from the 90s, etc. The fish looks kind of weird, so yeah. I'm glad that they didn't use this as the cover, because holy smoke, no, it doesn't look good. And yeah, this where she faces off against the two-faced whole kind of being. So yeah, Leonardo Gondim and Brian McNay. And here's a little yeah, thing of yeah, other available titles from Genuine Comics, Power Trip and Dream Girl Sleeper Agent, which I hope stays an add-on even in the Fun My Comic campaign. So that's about it for the breakdown. So yeah. That was the last sip of my tea, and we're going to part 4, the positives. 29 minutes, great. The positives are, yeah, the Carton Chernobyl prints are, yeah, especially Chernobyl. I can throw away the other because I didn't like it. Look amazing, especially the prints. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. I really like that, and it's nice they include the cosplayer as well. At this old witch. Looks amazing. Nice cosplay as well. I don't know if it's a real person or AI. I don't know, but it looks amazing. It doesn't look like AI. I think it's a real person. I mean, the cover art for the B cover Front looks amazing, sublime. I think, yeah. I think Michael. I think yeah, the cover by Paul Rodriguez, etc. It looks amazing. I'm not going to lie, can't beat that. And the back cover is kind of lesser quality, but it still packs a punch. Interior art is also pretty good, and the comic goes straight into the action from page 1 when our walking nuclear reactor shows up, aka Blight. And yeah, Tomahawk, Domination, Chernobyl, Arise, and yeah, I love how Karen does outside of her superhero life that she also has a family life outside of it, especially with her brother, with Kenneth, who yeah, his jealousy and how he doesn't want to get helped, probably is involved in some kind of yeah, organized crime and everything, doing favors for people and getting drunk and getting himself into trouble, where she has to bail him out again. But I have a feeling that we will see more of him, because I think he's somehow his powers are going to activate, or maybe he starts using them for either evil or good, or good with the wrong reason. But with the way he's willing to go further than her, everything is possible at this point. And yeah, which brings me to point 5, the negatives. This is not, yeah, I'm not going to tell people how to write the stories, etc. But part 5 is, yeah, I had a feeling that there are kind of 3 different things, what I'm trying to mention is there are kind of 3 different things going on in this comic. 3 standalone ideas. I mean, 2 of them work. There's one of them that just, yeah, I kind of watched Darksiders Comics' review from about a month ago, and I agree and I disagree with him, but he made a valid point somewhere. And that's a comforting thing. You have 2 things: relationship, her Kendra or American Bliss picking up where her father, yeah, kind of gave up the ghost. That's a good element. You have her troubled relationship with her brother Kenneth, who is acting like, yeah, he has a good reason to be jealous of her, because yeah, her powers manifest years later, and he still doesn't have powers. So he'll, I think he's going to take the easy road, and yeah, get them in an unnatural or yeah, made it manifest somehow. And but yeah, there is one big weak link in the story, and I'll get to that later. And yeah, another weak point is yeah, kind of comes in the dialogue, especially on page 4. We're getting to there. It's after this. There's a reason why I put this up. There's a red thingy over that red. Yeah, post it up there, because yeah, when I do a review, the reason why I don't do them as often as Darksiders Comics is I analyze everything. I analyze about everything and yeah, give my honest thoughts. So yeah, here it is. Yeah, I liked and I didn't like this element, but I guess it fits the context, I think. But you need to make these moments as short as possible, and it kind of did. But yeah, he could have gotten it. This is the panel. This text pulling here, but I got to go now. Supervillain to fight and all. Well, that was kind of obvious from the way she was flying away there. That was actually unnecessary. I think the panel itself could have done without it, without this part. And yeah, what matters is that you're safe, and then she flies off. That would for me have been the better, yeah, the better version of the 2. I think this balloon over there, this bubble or the text balloon over there, felt kind of unnecessary and out of place. But yeah, that's me. And yeah, the other thing is, yeah, almost to the ending, right here. Yeah, and also here, and also here. And yeah, I put a little too much over it, sorry for that. One of them stays. Actually, do the mistake because it's a nice round number. But yeah, we're going to the next part. The third thing, there are three. Like I said, there are three things that do from work. That's a relationship with Kenneth and the fact that she has to live up to her father's name, to take his legacy on her back, all by herself. Yeah, I think Bernard is part 3, and don't get me wrong, there are... I turn my laptop on for one sec. There are instances that these type of relationships with one super buff, powerful superheroine work, and a less powerful guy work, or even a female, another example, work, but yeah, even in real life situation, when there was one female bodybuilder that I read about that trained extremely hard, did a lot of things with nutrition, etc. Her boyfriend did something similar, but wasn't as buff as she was. But I'm not saying that he should have been Burns should have been the buffiest guy in the world, or that he should be look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. But I think Darkseid Comics made a comment about that he looks like a wimp, etc. I think that this relationship would never work in real life. Well, strength isn't always everything. There are other attributes that make someone a mature male or a secure, confident male. And if it comes to relationship advice, don't take anything serious from me because I only had one in my entire life. And I should feel comfortable on my own. And that's voluntarily. I'm not involuntarily single, believe me. If it happens someday, it happens. If not, not. First I try to find stable footing here where I live right now, because I recently moved. So that's the thing. If it happens in the future, if I get kids in the future, so be it. But yeah, point I'm trying to get across, don't take this as an expert opinion, but so you could be the buffiest kind of rule, but if you're so immature as hell, women are not going to stay around you except for a one-night stand. Same with here, with the female bodybuilder and her spouse. Her spouse probably has other qualities that complement each other pretty fine. Provided he's strong enough and mature enough to stand on his own feet and take control of his own situation. There are instances right there where these type of relationships work, with one who's more powerful than the other. But I don't. The next part is Byrne feels like the third wheel in this throughout issue 1. Maybe he should have been more developed. Maybe that will be tackled upon in the second issue, but it feels like he has no purpose. I'm not saying that relationships like this couldn't work in the real life. I mean, if you're a bodybuilder. Yeah, but maybe show him have some little more, backbone and a little more active, like maybe make him a good musician or something, because I noticed 2 things. First one is needing constant approval to feel good about himself, and that happens 2 times across the story, one on page 2 and one at the end, where he constantly needs to have confirmation or something. And I wouldn't put it like Darkseid did, but either 2 things need to happen. Because there are instances where superheroines don't need a love interest. I think that's the thing I get right here. Or there are 2 solutions right now. Either get rid of him somehow, or I think she could get better. And I'm not saying I'm the most muscular guy either. I mean, look at my arms. I'm like a plank of wood. Look at this. But that's partly because genetics, and also, but at least I try to do push-ups every day. I cycle every day. I even use roller skate on the pavement, and I figured out that because you actually don't need a lot of arm strength for it, you just need to use the right muscles. I could figure out I finally could pull a good string up and pull my 35-pound Korean horse bow that I haven't used in years. Last Sunday I was practicing and I managed to get a decent score out there, and you can from about 15 meters. Start of 10, went to 15, and that works. But at least it could be more interesting if you show them have some sort of activity, or maybe. But I don't know if that's possible within a 5-issue miniseries time frame, because I see something similar that I see within a manga character that it's an entirely different story in Finland Saga with Canute. I first thought, oh, that guy's a wimp, but then it turns out he was not such a wimp as he looked like. He actually had a really smart way of getting what he wanted. He was playing make-believe, and was playing a really good acting role until the time was right to affirm his rule upon the subjects. And create this basically sets plan in action for utopia. This could either, as there are now two different ways this could end. Either you get rid of Burnt, or if Dave is, I don't know if that's possible, because the other one is an entire volume or two, with a lot of pages. This is a mini-series with each book being having set amount of pages as well, each chapter. This is a more American style comic, so it will be more difficult to pull off, but it is not out of the question either. But these are the two things you need to get rid of or change. And we're going to, since we're all at the 42 mark already, 42 and a half, let's go to, part 6, the final verdict. Like I said, I had trouble getting through this book, certain pages. It's not, it's okay for a start, but it could have been better. The story's not entirely bad, but not entirely outstanding either. It's just, compared to other titles, it just feels average. And I feel that of all the titles I read by Genuine Comics, this one is the weakest one. I think you're better off, personally, with Perfect 10 and Dream Girl. And there's also a lack of Chernobyl. I think that he went down way too easily. And I expected a little more action, him blowing things up, him pushing her to Granda Norwood or American Bliss to her absolute limits. But I just blow a few things and building this up, and one punch, great. And it's also a lack of development for Bernard. It feels like Bernard, without this could have been an out of 10 book, but I didn't miss Bernard at all. In fact, I put a little bit too much over it, and we're gonna put it back right here because I just can't. There's something about him that I just don't like. Is the schmuck, or plays needs constant approval to feel good about himself, and needs confirmation that he's doing the right thing, etc. But if he truly was confident, he wouldn't need to prove it to his friends. And there could be more development. He could have been a successful musician or something. Show some other qualities. Maybe that's better safe for the next one. But the plus points once again are her trying to live up to her father's legacy, and to the relationship with Kenneth. I think will take a turn south. Those two things work, but Burn just feels like the third wheel. I said this could be this could be something to deceive the reader. But I scored a 60 out of 100. It's not. I just couldn't score it higher. I was really struggling between the 5 and 6, but yeah, I think 6 is 60 out of 100 is probably the only thing I could think about. Without Bernard, the things with Bernard, the slice of life elements, they're good things to work on their own, but this one needs to get. I wouldn't even. I think if you remove Bernard from the equation, you wouldn't even miss it. So yeah, it just feels weird. It feels just like a weird relationship. That that would never work in real life. I said there are exceptions to that rule, but don't take this as an expert opinion from someone who just had one relationship in life. But yeah, I don't see these two working at all. Maybe something else in that we don't know about. So yeah, we're going to point 7. What's next? What I'm going to read next in it's going to be a 4-parter. And I'm going on holiday, so I'll be able to upload between July 14 and July 24. So this is what I'm going to read next in my week-long American format week, because I read Conquistador 1 and 2 from Franco-European comics, and Hadashi no Gen, 0.5, volume 5. Both were excellent. After that, I went to this book expecting some Chernobyl pushing it to her limits, but kind of left disappointed. I'm going to break down every part of Venom vs. Carnage, where we also see the birth of the 1000th symbiote in line, who and his first host. So Venom vs. Carnage, the birth, where we see the birth and first part of Toxin. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it a tale from the past or make it a separate video, because like 4 parts to explore. But that's about it. And the next will be the honest thoughts. Will be after my holiday. It will be Cyberfrog 1 versus by all caps, and Soulfinder Demon's Match by Iconic Comics. So we're going to do minute 48 of the Shameless Ebegging. The Shameless Ebegging is now upon us. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, where I go straight to the point and break down every detail, you can leave a like, subscribe if you want to. Also put some timestamps in there to make sure, and of course I'll also post links to the Fund My Comic, to the Second Chance to get American Bliss, and other books by Genuine Comics, and even also Fund My Comic as well, but I'm very sure you can also find on the site as well. And if you'd like to see what I'm creating with my hardworking friend, Jaguar Warrior Issue 1, Death of the Family, is now available as a vertical scrolling webcomic on thejaguarwarrior.com, and also in places like Global Comics, where you can read it both English and Spanish. On Global Comics you can also pick the format you want to read it in. And if you want the digital editions are available on Gumroad for just €2. You get the print ready PDF and CBR file for just €2. And if you are somebody like you want to have something in your hands, we have the remedy. The English version is also available on for €8, where you can get an A4 European format physical version of Jaguar Issue 1 to your doorsteps. And I'll try to ship it in 5 and 10 business days. Unfortunately, shipping costs is something I can't control, but don't let it stop you. It's a good read. And a little update now for chapter 2. The The pencils are 100% done. 10 out of 56 pages are currently inked. The next 5 will be inked this month. The payment has been transferred to my artist's Stripe. So yeah. And after that, we're going to open the folders for the colorist. So yeah, we're right on schedule. And yeah, fortunately, I have all the tools needed to get it done. And yeah, once I'm at chapter 3 and chapter 4, the sky's the limit. So this is a long video, long breakdown. And yeah, that's all for today. I'm going to read Venom vs. Carnage because I'm quite curious about how Toxin came to be. And I have the chance to read it when I was younger. So talk to you guys later. Hasta la próxima. Y como se dice en japonés, this is Spanish by the way. Mataraishu.